versus Riven, right? Alright, we can go
Yeah,
there
this
first.
is the
Wait, I
game.
can screen share. Do you have TeamViewer?
I do.
Cause we can also just use Skype screen share. That's fine too.
Yeah.
I'll just call you.
So
We
you
can
want to move to Skype or?
no, we can just mute us microphones. Like, basically just mute Skype and then it's cool.
All right, cool.
Alright, so you can see everything now, right?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Sweet. Alright, so let's start with what you're beginning with. So you're starting with Dawn's Blade. I think you should actually start with Dawn's Shield here. It's just much safer. There's no reason to have the
Dawn's
blade.
Shield?
Yeah, because basically, if you lose a trade, right, or if you get ganked or something, you can always just sustain afterwards with Dawn's Shield. But by having Blade, you're fucked at that point, right? So you can't actually get ganked, then you have to base every time. Dawn's Shield gives you equally strong laning phase while being fine in the lane as well if you get ganked. So you don't have to care about ganks so much. If you don't get ganked, they're equally strong basically, so it's just much safer to have Dawn's Shield. I always use that. So you guys
I feel like the AAD is you can really feel it when you hit someone.
You can feel it when you hit someone, right? But at the same time, you can also feel when they hit you, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't actually matter that much. It does make a big difference. You're starting W, I think you should start Q, because it's much easier to control the wave. I know that with W, you can, you can trade with her better in the early level, but at the same time, the Q can hit her without her hitting you. You can push the creeps and so on, but if you skill W, she always pushes you. It basically just lets her control the wave.
Okay, so could you pause? A counterpoint to that would be that when you start Q, Riven can actually duel you at level 1 in your minion wave.
If you start Q and you auto attack her every single time, like basically auto attack her, walk backwards, auto attack her, walk backwards, you will always win the trade because you'll take too much damage from the minions, and also your Q is almost as strong as the W. The difference is when you skill W and you actually hit her, she's first of all going to be pushing. The second you stun her, you're going to be stunned as well, so you're going to take more damage from all her creeps, and you're generally not going to gain out of that. Like right now, you can't even walk up to her, right? Because you have W. If you have Q, you can easily go up and last hit. So basically, you're losing a lot of last hits here. Then you're playing this matchup because you have W, because you can't control the wave. If that makes sense.
Alright, I guess I do need to buy that fresh 30 on the US then.
yeah. It basically,
from my experience in this matchup, you know, starting Q has always fucked me. So I guess I'm just bad.
But that also depends, right? Like what are you trying to achieve then you're fighting her? Because you don't want to fight the Riven, you know. You want to basically hit her, walk backwards, hit her, walk backwards always, and she will always lose every trade.
All right. So I'm just positioning poorly.
Maybe, like, basically you want to position in the middle of your creeps, because then the second she auto attacks you first time, she's going to take the aggro, you just walk backwards every time and hit her once.
Okay.
Alright, so right here, you should be able to actually fight her decently. You guys should be even. Okay, she's still free, that's fine. I think the second she used her stun there, you can just skill E and actually go on her. She used her abilities, you don't need to be afraid of her.
Yeah.
So you could actually have gone in her, you also do that a little later, but that's already too late, you know? But overall, that's fine. It's not really a big problem. You damage her, you get out freely. It's a really good trade for you, right? She's lower health than you right now, so what you want to do here is you want to slow push this. You don't want to push the minions fast. And then you want to hammer in the minions before, before you get anywhere near her tower, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, so once the next minion wave, you want to either slow push that one as well, or you want to hard push it. Or else, if you slow push the next one, you can hard push the one coming afterwards, right? But you need to keep the minions as close to your tower as possible. For example, you queued the minions there, which doesn't really make sense for you to do. You don't gain anything from it.
It was mostly for Riven, but yeah.
Okay, in that case, it's fine. If you hit Riven, it's good, you know. So you're auto-attacking the minions a lot here. Well, I saw you auto-attack one at least. I either have to choose and just go all in for the push or not. And you don't really need to go on her here. Going on her here is kind of greedy because she have all her abilities up. You're basically just wasting your rage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you have the advantage. You want her to come to you, and you can literally just stand up here in front of the creeps, and she's gonna have to come to you and give up all the CS, right? Every time you chase her, she's in the advantage position because you're chasing her. If the jungler comes, you're dead. You don't have any abilities to get out. You're using extra abilities to get to her. Your creeps are not a beneficial factor anymore because they're not going to be hitting her if you fight her because they're so far back. But her creeps are going to be hitting you. So you basically take all the advantage you have and give it to her. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Should just chill
Yeah, exactly. You can just
and
chill
wait
in
for
the
the creep wave to build up.
yeah, or let her come to you. So right now, you can see because you pushed a little bit because you eat after and everything, your creeps are actually closer to her tower than they needed to be. You could have them all the way down here, which is much safer for you. So you're obviously gonna have to ward here. That's good. I assume you go ward. Yeah, that's fine. And then you can fight her, but always let her come to you. You never need to chase her. Basically, right here again, you're chasing her after or chasing after her. You don't need to do that. You're just letting her easily get away, wasting your raids, wasting your minion control, letting her easy CS in the next 10 seconds because your ability is going to be in cooldown. It's just going to be much harder for you to play this lane. And now you also set yourself up to get ganked, right? Where the enemy tower comes in and just ganks you, even though you just warded for it. Because you put yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah, that's true.
You use your summoners, you kill her, which is... I think it's okay for you to kill her. It's not really terrible for you, this entire result-based thinking. But the problem is you were so far ahead that a situation where you're now even with her makes it bad,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Because you were already winning. You didn't need to go even.
It's unlucky that he literally pops up when I use my second dash.
Yeah, it's unlucky, right? But it doesn't really matter because the entire thought process behind going for her is bad, you know? Because you don't need to. Okay. You can just let her come to you.
Could we pause? What should have I done there? Like go back, 20 seconds before I fucked up the wave by chasing her. So here, right?
Yeah, right here. Right here you have
just chill. I chill on the minions and then like trade with her when she comes up to CS.
Yeah, basically you just stand right here in front of her. She's gonna lose the CS. You shove this minion wave into her tower as well. She's still gonna be low health and everything, right? So you just wait and then you shove it in at one point. If she goes for any CS, she's gonna get chunked. In this elo, people are probably going to do it because they make mistakes. In higher elo, people literally just stand up here and not even think about getting a single CS. They're just going to be like, yep, you can do whatever you want. They just give up on it, you know?
Okay.
But going for her is the worst thing you can do.
You not using your E to go on her.
No, you want to use your W to go on her. Or basically if she's like melee range, okay, E on her, right? But mostly you just want to stand and sit and wait. And she comes to you, you W her, and then you all in her, right?
Alright.
But also, by playing that style where you're letting her come to you, you can kind of read her, you know? Because the only thing she can really do is stand really far back and give up all the CS. So if she comes to you, you know the enemy jungler's there as well. Because you can read how she's playing, you know? Alright, so let's go in front a bit. Let's see what items you buy. Buy fine items, everything's fine. I don't really think you need the boots. I think you could bought something else, but it's fine. But you didn't really have money for anything else except maybe a pink ward, but it's okay. If you had more money, I would have gone for a long shot instead of boots, though. You're playing... You just are wanting gank. This is good. You're wasting a lot of his time. It's actually really good. You need to push this wave in if you can, but it's really hard to do. Playing it fine. You wasted your stun there, but it's not a big deal. As long as you can push it in and be careful.
Yeah, I'm looking at the mini-map and the wave kind of at the same time.
Yeah, like what you're doing here is fine. You're basically just doing everything you can, you know. You go down to ward, that's also okay. One thing you have to remember is this ward is very dangerous that you're placing right now. Because you don't actually have any vision from your mid lane. If your mid lane is not warning for you, and you don't have a pink ward in the bush, in the water as well, then this ward doesn't give you much vision, right? Because most people don't gank from that path. It's basically almost useless, this ward, because you don't get the vision you need. You can't play aggressive unless you're just hoping that they only come from this direction. Alright, you fight her. It's decent. You're winning it. Well, let's go back and see how you actually started that fight out. She goes on you. She wastes her anti-shield. Yeah, this is really good, right?
She uses her EWQ, which, it's not very good in lane. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. No, you
get the last auto on her.
Your trade is perfect because she wasted her anti-shield duration, right? Like, basically you're just hitting her for free there because she wasted all her shield. She wasted everything she got on you, stupidly, which was nice. You dive her, it's okay. Wait, how do you start that dive? I'll see it again. I think you should try and W her instead of queuing. Basically, by queuing her first, you give her the chance of stunning you, right? If you instant stun her, you both get stunned at the same time. Then she'll get fucked. It's a small detail, but if you're going for a kill, just W first. Because Q will only delay it. Even if it's only by like a tiny bit, you know. Alright, so you killed her. You really far ahead now.
Yeah.
You're buying defensive, which is fine against the Riven. You kind of need to have defensive items because he can one-shot you. What's your plan in the game right now?
No clue, dude.
Wait, does
I'm
she?
just like, all right, I got ganked and I'm still ahead. I guess I'm doing okay this game.
Do you time teleport when you play games?
No, I don't.
You
I
should
should be.
you should time the teleports, right? Because right here you killed her. You know, at least if you watch my video, you know it takes her 27 seconds to walk back to the tower, which means you can push another wave. Like basically, what you should do is you should look at the death timers when you kill her, see exactly when she's spawning. Then you know you're gonna have 27 seconds to push the wave, and then you can get more pressure, right? You could push another wave, had more money, and you could have gotten a long shot here, for example, right? Just a tiny bit of advantage in the lane, and then also a pink ward. You're even waiting for the long shot, right? So basically, you're wasting a lot of time in the base you could have done to push that wave out, have more pressure on her, have a long shot, and have a pink ward, which makes you able to defend against an enemy jungler, right?
Alright. True. So, also another one of my thought process is because I hit 6 and she didn't, I'm going to go back and have the wave slow push into me because it's on her side of the map, right? Her side of the river. So, what I didn't realize is that Riven gets back to the lane really fucking quick, and I couldn't freeze this wave.
Yeah, but
my goal was for the minion wave to come to me and me to freeze it and then deny her the next wave, but it's like, yeah.
You can still freeze it though. You fuck up the freeze kind of. You should use this push instead of that push. It's a small detail, but this push is better because you can hit all the minions, right? Or you can just walk in, out all the time. You take no minion damage. I don't know if you know that trick. Like you just walk in quickly, out, in, out, and you take no damage, and you keep taking aggro.
I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I should have done that. See, the freezes are already fucked.
Yeah, but also now I can see, right? She pushes in top. She roams mid because you didn't press the extra wave and wasted so much time in base. That she's actually getting free pressure on the map just because of that small detail where you could have pushed another wave, right? And you can
so I should have pushed that other wave.
Yeah, for sure. And it's something you can always know if you have time for, because you know if TP is up or not, and you know exactly how long it takes her to push the waves, or to get back to lane. I'm sorry. Alright, let's see what happens more. Right now, you're just farming. This is fine. You want to shove the next wave. Like this wave, you want to shove in. Okay, it doesn't matter because she's here. But you need to be careful about ever having the waves up here, because you don't want that. So shoving this wave is probably the best. Like pushing as fast as possible. Because you can't freeze it anymore, right? And she's not going to lose any CS anyway. She might lose one, but that's not really important. You want to have good wave control instead. The other thing you can do is try to dive her. Nunu is coming up here, and then stacking up the waves. That's okay, but only if you're going for a dive. Because right now, if you're not going for a dive, and your wave is right next to a tower, her jungler comes, you're in a very bad position, right? As you can always see right now. And you don't have any kill potential on her anymore, because you're alone.
She doesn't have ulti though, because she wasted it mid.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any kill potential on me. I think that's why Nunu left, but I should have pinged more for a dive. I think we could have killed her in really easily.
I think your wave control is perfect if you're going for the dive. It's very good. You want to stack them up. You have a lot of creeps. You could most likely dive her. Even if she got ultimate, I'll still go for this dive. I don't think she's going to survive it. You guys are really strong. I'm just saying, if you're not going for a dive, then it's better to have the other wave, right? Like, look, you almost killed her alone. And then you go for a dive kind of alone, which is not so good. Like, this is basically, again, fighting her in her advantage situation, right? Because you can just wait till the creeps are close to you or in the middle of the wave instead of fighting her near her tower. You don't need to take that fight.
See, I would have jumped on her there, except Galio went missing, so I'm just like, nah. But then I see Galio teleporting bot, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just go on her. But then Tarek, like, randomly shows up behind me.
Yeah, but that's, again, the thing where you're fighting in her advantage position, right? Because you don't need to fight there. She's going to come out to you anyways, soon, right?
Yeah.
You even almost win this fight, which is really close. You even get 1-for-1, right? You imagine if you had never fought under the tower and always been in the middle of the wave. Your flash would be up 2 at that point. She can never kill you. You'll never even have to trade 1-for-1 because you're trading in the position where you're strong. Instead of trading in the position where she's strong, right? And then, like, I play that Paul. You actually played decent. You just made, like, excuse me, decent is just bad decision, I think. Alright, let's see what you buy.
Because I don't know. I still don't know how Tarek ult works. I thought she was not going to get the ulti. But then she went invincible. I'm like, huh?
Ah, yeah. Tarek ult works for everybody, I believe. Around him.
I thought like if if you're not there when he casts it, you don't get it or something. But I don't know. Doesn't matter. I shouldn't have even been there.
Yeah, exactly. I say go for. I noticed something. You don't really buy pink wards. You don't value pink wards much. Like basically, if you're going all in all the time, it doesn't matter that much if you have pink wards or not. But if you're actually playing the style which he comes to you all the time, having that pink ward is gonna be a huge help for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can always see where the enemy jungler is, and you spot him early, and you can just back off, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so here, I would shove this wave in, just to shove it, find out where she is, put some more pressure, and then you can go do the crab, right? Doing the crab is really good for your team and everybody. And since he's missing, you can just shove it. It doesn't matter if she gets a free wave of XP, if you get the same, you know?
Right.
Then you do this weird thing where you start shoving halfway through the lane. So again, you end up close to her tower. This is a position you want to avoid being in, if you don't need to be there. I
timed the shove with Nunu's Herald thing. I saw him getting closer, so I started shoving.
But even in that case, I think it's fine to do the Herald and everything. But I think you should still just wait with shoving for the next wave, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to cost you 2 more seconds, maybe. It's not really a big deal, but it just puts you in a better position. Because shoving here or waiting for the creeps is not going to do a big difference for you. Or then you're shoving. He's doing Herald, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. I'll keep that in mind. It's the little things, you know, like stuff like that you don't think about.
Yeah, exactly. That's a decent trade, because Noon is nearby anyway, she should be fine. No problem. As long as you don't try to all-in her, that's fine. Getting the Herald is really good here. I don't even know if you guys can use it for anything, probably not, but later on you obviously will be able to. I think here Nuno should actually have the Herald buff, because rarely does the top laner need... I take in solo kill as well, because I'm a greedy cunt, and I just want to use it, because I don't trust my teammates.
Yeah, but, dude, I love the back. The Baron back.
Yeah, but I think it's better for the Nuno to actually have it. Like, if you're actually looking at a high-level play. Here again, you make the mistake of going after her, which you don't need to do, right? Like, you should just stand in front of this minion, like right here. She tries to go for it, you just fuck up, you know? But instead, you do this weird thing where you try to chase after her. She still got her shield and everything, you do no damage. And now you're pushing the wave.
So, can we go back 5 seconds? See how that happened. Why was I not in front of that minion in the first place?
You're walking there, she stuns you.
So I... Alright.
Like, you take this melee minion, that's okay. I think you how you should be standing up here taking it to have more pressure, because you're stronger right now. It's just like
I don't have my W. Why don't I have my W?
You don't have W. That's another reason you shouldn't even be fighting her, right? You don't have W, you're chasing her, you're pushing the wave now. You're actually making it easier for her. You're still shielding her because she's really weak and she's playing it weird. But this is again a trade you don't really want to take. Use ultimate, use everything, and she doesn't lose that much more health than you do. And the creeps are in a bad position now. You can actually get ganked from mid lane if they come from that direction, right? Or over the wall or wherever, with the plants and stuff. This is a thing I noticed with a lot of diamond players. They always do the weird thing that they end up in the enemy tower range or close to the enemy tower all the time, where they don't even need to be. If you watch most channel players, they're rarely in this position unless they're playing a ranged champion that can poke constantly. In that case, it's really good to be there. But the most melee champions, you want to avoid being there unless you're pushing and roaming.
Right.
Alright, so you're pushing hard. The only reason I would ever push like you're doing right now is if you're gonna roam. If you're gonna stay top, there's no point in you pushing. You're basically just helping her. Huh?
I'm diving her, man. Pretty sure I dive her here. She's being retarded.
She is being very retarded, and you might be trying to dive her, but she can easily run here, you know? And she's getting all the CS as well. Okay, she's actually crazy. As fuck. You're trying to dive her. This is still really risky to have a Galio, from what I remember. He's dead, maybe?
He's dead, yeah. They all went bot lane for a Fiesta.
Oh, you actually... This is just mass Fiesta, right? Because you could deny her all the CS. The only reason you ever get a kill on her is because she's playing really terrible.
Yeah.
It's better to honestly just keep the wave in the middle and just let her come to you. Because if she's gonna die here, she's definitely gonna walk up to you and you're just gonna stun her and clap her anyways. Without being under her tower, right?
Right.
Alright, so again, we don't know if you got TP. It's really important knowing if you got TP because then you know exactly how much time you have to push. You could, if you just know TP, you have like it was 18 seconds, so you're gonna have 18 plus 27, which is 45 from what I can just do in my head, something like that. You have a lot of time, right, to push and pressure. And if you got TP, you could still push this wave quickly, and before you're basing. One thing that's really important is always pushing to the limit. Like you need to know exactly how far you can push, how many waves you can push, because every time you do that, you lose a total of 6 creeps and 20% of a level or something like that, which is really huge.
Right. Yeah. See, I'm killing her, but I'm not really getting that much out of it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's because 2 times now you could have pushed a full amount of 6 CS. We would have had a huge advantage, right?
Yeah.
And that adds up, right? Like 6 CS here, 6 CS there. It's quickly going to be a level. Alright, so again, you go for... You like pushing a lot. It's better to not push and get wards first. Now you're using Herald as well. I don't think that's very good because you're alone up here. Maybe it's timing out, I didn't look. Is it timing out?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, yes.
My thought process was that because bot lane got solo killed, I'm like, they might take the tower first, and I just wanted to use Herald to get that tower.
Alright, getting the tower is fine. I still don't think you need to push, but if you get the tower first, it's fine, I guess. It's alright. You're gonna keep pushing with Nuna, this is good. You should go ward before you do anything. You might do that too. I think you should stay top here. There's no reason to go mid, then you have so much pressure on top. You have the Herald and everything. You had enough wards to be safe too. You guys are basically moving away from where you have pressure in the map without getting anything out of it, right? Like, you don't need to dive or anything, but you can just stay up there. And then Fresh walks into you guys and just dies, which is nice for you guys. I don't really know why he's there. And in this case, right now, you're going back to where you don't have pressure, because Raven cleaned top and everything. You should be taking mid here. You have,
oh, yeah, true.
You have 4 people around mid. 1 guy's dead. They don't have vision in the jungle, because you just killed Fresh, you know he doesn't. You guys could easily force the mid tower here.
Right.
Or just try and dive for Kayle or something. Instead, you're just walking up top and going back to pushing waves while you just kill a person. You caught a person, you need to try and get advantage out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's me being dumb. Holy shit.
It's not necessarily being dumb.
Yeah, we could have died the Galio so easily. Look, Tarek was bot.
I think Tarek was at blue buff. But close to bottom, yes. You could have taken mid tower, I think. Or at least pressured it. Alright, so you're just standing around top. That's fine. You're baiting now? Okay, that's fine as well. TPing bottom is fine, you guys are gonna go fight. I don't think you do anything wrong here, the fight's just lost already. I think you have 2 choices here. Either you go mid and you try and get mid tower, or you try to defend bot tower. I would personally go mid to take the mid tower because I think mid is more valuable than bottom. I don't care about losing a bot tower. They're not even taking the bot tower, so that's fine too. And you guys try to team fight them. I think this is a fight you don't necessarily want to take because they are 5 people, you're 4. You can win it, you can outplay them. But it's not something you need to do, right? You're already ahead in the game, you're already strong in them. You might win this fight just because you're stronger. But just because you know that there are more people, you don't need to take this fight, right? It's a bad fight to take overall. And you guys actually end up losing it, right? I had no idea if you lost or won it, but it's just a fight you don't need to take. Because you're ahead in the game, right? Then you kind of do this 1v5 thing.
Yeah, this is called NA Diamond 5.
This is called NA Diamond 5.
What you learn for being hardstuck Diamond 5 for like a good year.
Yeah, it makes sense. But basically, the main purpose behind this entire thing, right? The first, you TP, it's all fine. You couldn't know that you guys were going to lose it. You were 4v5, but maybe you can help people by TPing or something, right? You walk out, it's completely fine, everything's good. At this point, you have 2 choices. Mid tower, or try and defend bottom defensively, right? You guys decide to engage onto the opponent when they're strong. You don't need to do that. And this is the same with the lane, right? You're often fighting while they're stronger than you, or in their territory where they're strong, you know? And then you're 1v5ing, which is... you need to be 20-0 to do this. Yeah, it's ambitious, to say the least. And they actually just fucking clap you. And they clapped in Nuna too, because you made him bait it in. Which feels bad. But you get 1 kill, so at least it's not the end of the day, you know, but... Could have been cleaner.
So after the teleport, I realized the fight was lost. Right?
Yeah.
Should I have just walked up to mid?
Yeah, well, as I said, you had two choices. Either you just walk up to mid and you just ignore bottom. Bottom's gonna die. Let it die. Try and take the mid tower. And then also some people might follow you, right? So your bot lane can maybe defend even without you. Or you just try and sit under the tower and see if you guys can defend it. If you can't, then you lose the tower, but you slow down the push at least. That's the two choices you have, right? You have to choose whatever you think is the best in this current situation. I'm not gonna talk about this situation specifically because this is not gonna happen again, right? It's gonna be a different situation every time. So it's more about what you should be thinking about in those cases.
Right. Yeah, now Riven's back in the game after I supposedly clapped her all game.
Yeah. Alright, so one big mistake here again. You really don't value pink wards, which you need to. This health item is completely useless at this point in the game. You should sell it and get pink wards instead. You almost always want to have pink wards in your inventory. I coached another guy off stream just to get used to coaching and find out what I needed in the coaching sessions. And he was a diamond 5 player as well, I think, or diamond 4 player, something like that. And this guy didn't buy any pink wards either. So I think that's like a diamond thing for top laners. No pink wards because I've seen it twice now.
It's a low diamond thing.
Yeah, a low diamond thing. You always need to buy pink wards. This is good. You burn TP. It's really nice. They even waste it. I don't think you want to necessarily try to all in her here because you don't have any knowledge of anything. You don't know if the tag is here. You don't know where the support is. You should just be trying to push out the waves close to your tower, right? So that's what you always want to do. Basically, right now you should ward out, and then you should push the next wave. You don't have many wards, so that's hard to do, but you will have one soon. You walk down, you see the curve is taken. That's good. Good information. This is another mistake. You don't want to go up here and push the wave. You don't need to. You can just wait for the wave to come to you. Right now, let's say you didn't see Riven before, right? You see her now, but if Riven was waiting in this bush, Tarek is in this bush, for whatever reason, they're going to be able to kill you. But if you just wait closer to the middle of the wave, that's not going to happen, right? And you're going to push almost equally fast. It's going to be 1 or 2 second difference.
Right.
And those 2 second difference is not going to matter, but the fact that the 1 out of 5 times or 1 out of 10 times where you die is going to have a big influence in the game.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're pushing, that's fine. Again, you don't want to fight Riven here because it's in her territory, but pushing is good. You want to go into the enemy jungle, get some wards, get some control and stuff. You're trying to dive her, which is unnecessary. You waste your race bar. You put yourself in a bad position, you don't do any damage to her anyways, and she got lifesteal. So that entire dive was bad, right? You just lose 300 health for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you go back to try and fight her again in her territory where we don't even want to fight her here. You should be trying to take a red buff or something, right? Like, you pushed in the wave, you know the red buff up, you saw it was yellow before, then you're pushing right, it's yellow right here. Your job should be to get wards in the enemy jungle. You don't have any, so that sucks, but you should definitely be taking the red buff, pushing mid, taking the raves or something, right? You don't want to be up top anymore, because there's nothing for you to do here. You can't kill her, you can't dive her, you don't have anybody else here. You're not going to lose many creeps by taking other things. You can go mid as well. You can put pressure on the map. There's a lot of things you can do, but being top is the wrong play.
Okay.
And then the ward you placed is kind of useless as well, but... Alright, so you push another wave. Again, let's see if you go for the red buff. You keep walking downwards. Okay, that's fine. You're kind of just waiting in a weird angle, like... And you're gonna try and kill her here, I assume? You actually almost managed to kill her. You actually do manage to kill her. She could have easily escaped the plant. I think this entire play is bad. Mainly because if you want to kill her, you should take the plant beforehand. You had plenty of time to take it.
Right.
Like, there's no reason for her to have this plant to escape. Like, imagine she just stuns you, jumps over here, takes the plant, she's out. You wasted your ultimate, right? Like, that's how little she needs to do. Just one stun and one jump. She's kind of not even looking at the map, I think. I think she's looking bottom or something at this point. Which is kind of lucky. Alright, I assume we're gonna go push top again. This is fine. Pushing top is good because you just killed her. But again, you could just take the red buff too. Top is gonna push to you. She's gonna lose all these creeps regardless. Because every time she's pushing, she's losing creeps, right?
Right.
You could just be taking the red buff, pushing mid or something else. You don't need to push the top, right? Because now you put your top wave in an awkward position where it's gonna be pushing to her with the next wave. Because this one is a cannon wave. So because hers is a cannon wave, you don't actually need to go up there. And you don't gain anything by pushing it. or it's very little that you gain at least. You steal the red buff, this is good. Should have gone a minute ago, but this is fine. You back out. You're gonna base. Okay, that's fine. At this point in the game, around like minute 15, 20, something like that, pink wards is always more valuable than Doran's items. Basically, any 400 gold item, pink wards is always better, right? So you want to sell your Doran's blade here to get a pink ward. They're just extremely broken.
Next time. Next time, I'll sell the Doran's blade and use the gold to buy 3.
3 pink wards. Let's go.
Yeah. Man.
Then you don't need to buy any more pink wards the whole game. You got it covered.
Yeah. Think of 3 pink wards as like a sightstone that doesn't recharge and doesn't give health.
Feels good, man. Alright, let's see. You're going mid. This is fine. You can't go top anyways. You could go bottom. I would probably say you should go bottom here instead. You have teleport. You want to split push bottom, right? You want to have pressure there so you can TP for the Nashor. Going mid doesn't really help you. Walking over pink ward, which you obviously didn't see, is also bad. You should be looking at screen. I don't know how you don't see because you're actually looking right on your screen, you know. So you kind of just miss that pink ward somehow. You should always be trying to look for pink wards whenever you go into a bush.
Okay.
Alright, so you're still on the wrong side of the map. You're still going top. This is not good, especially because top is frozen to you. It will always push to you. You don't need to go there. You're gonna make them lose more creeps by not being top and having more pressure on the map by not being top right now.
Okay. So I should just be mid, like dishing around.
You should be bottom, but since you walked mid, you could stay mid. And then at this point, once the creeps are pushed like that right now, you can start walking towards top.
Oh, okay.
Like you're basically doing it like one wave too early going to top, right? So you kill the creeps, that's fine. Walking down. You should try and get the crab right now. Crab is really good, especially because you guys are playing around Baron. And else you can push out top wave. You made it wait till the middle of the wave, which is really good. Like right here, you played it perfectly, pretty much.
You know, I wasn't even thinking about that.
No, I know you.
So why should I wait till the wave is in the middle to push again, like safety purposes or?
Basically, like, safety purposes, right? You don't want to be near their territory without needing to, right? It's the same. One thing I often do is if you look at this way, right? You're cleaning it instantly. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can clean it slower. Because then once the wave hit, it's going to hit... Wait, I'll just show you right now, right? So the next wave is going to hit all the way down here. You could have the wave hit up here instead. And then shove it instantly. It goes into his tower still and pushes faster back to you. But right now you're always closer to their tower, right? Which is further away from your tower. And it's in a bigger dangerous position, right? And also by controlling the waves the way you want to control it, you can have wards that protects that specific area where you're going to control it to. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Alright, so you're just pushing top. This is fine because you see everybody in the map, right? You're going to push top or TP to the team fight. You should be looking at the fight. Yeah, this is good. You're doing danger pings even. You're taking tower. I think you should be looking more at them. You should even have keys where you can change it. Like for me, I use these keys. I'm just going to type them in Discord. I use those keys, and then I have a basing bound to N instead. Like, you don't have to use the same keys, right? But basically, you should use F keys to look at your teammates all the time. Because it's easier for you. You can spam it. You don't have to move your mouse as much. It's just easier for you, right? It's faster.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you're TPing.
I have it down to the F keys, but, like, I don't use them at all.
Yeah, I never used them, then I had it to F keys either. But basically, if you look at this fight, right? You're TPing without even having any knowledge of the fight. The TP is not necessarily bad, but you don't know anything. You don't know if this is a good TP, you know. You see a fight, you're TPing because you look in the menu map, but it would be better if you just quickly click the other keys and actually check this fight.
Right.
And another thing is the CS is not that important. You can just A click and then let Renekton kill the CS by himself. You might lose like 2 CS or something, but it's better to look at the fight because this fight is maybe gonna change the game, you know, like win the game or lose the game, right? Those CS is only gonna give you 50 gold. Maybe 60 if you're unlucky.
Alright, fair enough.
So the TP works out really well. You win the fight. Everything is good. But it could have been bad, right? Because you don't know.
Yeah, it could have been bad. This is result based.
Yeah, exactly.
Result based, you know. So I like that idea of the ZXCV as camera control keys, so you don't have to move your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I use, right? Because I don't want to move my hand, and changing B to N for basing is really easy, right? It's not really a big deal.
Fair.
I just changed it because I realized like I will never in my life click the F keys. I'll never move my hand up there. Why
Yeah,
would anyone do
exactly.
that?
Holy shit.
And
Because if
especially
you go to the F keys, you can't use your summoners unless your hand is like the size of the fucking, you know.
yeah, and also like it's weird because my F keys is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then space, and then it's 5, right? Like how will I ever click the 5? It just feels unnatural. Doesn't feel like good at all. Alright, let's see what you guys do now. You don't have TP, so you have two choices here. Either you're just gonna all in on the split push and go bottom, or you're gonna stick with the team. You can do either one. You should never go top yet though. Basically just bottom or mid. Either one is fine because you don't have TP. If you had TP, you should go bottom. Right now you're just basing a bit in the mid lane's fine. So you guys are gonna come in on the 5-man mid, that's fine. Well, what is your goal in this team fight? Let's say the team fight happens. What is your main goal?
I honestly just want to push with Baron. I don't want to fiesta, man. I've had enough.
No, but I mean, let's say team fight happens, right? Like, what is your goal in this team fight with this team? If that makes sense.
Shred Galio or dive Jinx.
I think for
or
you,
stop a Riven combo.
For you should just shred Galio or just stun the Riven and keep your Twitch alive, right? Like, Jinx does less damage than Twitch. Twitch is much stronger. So you basically just have to keep Twitch alive, and Twitch will win the fight for you. She also got a Nunu buff. So stopping the Riven from killing your team is all you need to do, right? Basically. I do go in, going ham. It's a bit unnecessary to go ham, but it's not that terrible. Wait, let's go back and watch the actual mechanics of the fight.
I wasn't expecting 3 years of knockup. I just wanted to EQ and get out.
One really bad thing about this entire thing is, as I said earlier, you have to either stun the Riven or shred Galio, right? But you use your E backwards without having all the rage. It's really important you have the rage you need, then use the E, right? Because it reduces the armor of the Galio, for example, or the other people.
Right.
You still win the fight, it's fine. You guys are much stronger than them, obviously, but you could still have done it slightly better, you know?
Yeah, at this point, it's my team carrying me. I'm not really doing anything.
Well, you're still playing well this game, right? You're 7-3-5, you're doing much better than Riven and everything. I wouldn't say you're getting carried.
Oh man, but you say that, but then you have games where I play like this, and then you get shitty. You get like, you know, slightly subpar teammates, and the game is lost.
Well, obviously there's games where you can't carry, there's games where you can carry, right? But I'm saying, like, in this game, right, you did more than Riven, and that's all you have to do. So you play completely fine. There's not really big issues in comparison to the elo. You played better than the opponent. It's just small details you could have done slightly better, you know, to get even further ahead of him.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's the main thing with the diamond players. It's hard to spot those small things, right? Because who's gonna instantly think about, oh, I pushed the waves too fast, this is fucking me up, you know? Like, those are small things, but the things where, oh, I died, well, obviously I made a mistake here because I'm dead, right? What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
That's the thing people mostly look at. Again, here you push the wave instantly. It's much better for you to wait a little bit and then push another wave, because then you're gonna push it further in. Like, you're gonna push 2 waves up here easily, and then you can run bottom. You're gonna have a massive pressure. I'm just gonna scroll a bit through. I assume we're going.
Yeah, the game's done pretty much since we got the Baron, and Twitch is not 1 and 4 anymore.
I think you going mid here is bad. It is a small detail, but you don't need to be running through mid. You have super minions. You can just go straight bottom with a team. Like, this is basically a problem. Top laners don't do this as much. Others do it more, I think. But you're splitting up the team by going towards mid first, and you actually give them a chance to catch you. You guys are so far ahead that you're probably not going to get caught in this situation. It's not going to matter, right? But imagine they had some other champions, other things, they could actually catch you there. Instead of just going bottom where it's free, you have super minions mid, it's all pushing. You can just go bottom and be with the team. You don't really need to do any plays here or anything. Like, look, for example, your Rakan gets caught here. This is really terrible, right? This is the time where the enemy can turn around the game to some extent, if they were a bit closer to you guys.
Yeah.
Because he takes free chunk and everything. Let's look what happens. I assume not that much happens. You guys just win the game straight up.
Yeah, we just went off of this.
You guys are even just dying them with no minions. No fucks given. Again, you don't need to kill the things. It doesn't actually matter. It's basically the wrong target you're going for. You should just be peeling for your team or killing the tanks with your double jump, reducing the armor so you AD can shred him.
Alright.
But the game is already won. A lot of people will not even care about what this should do at this point because it doesn't matter what you do. You're just gonna win, right?
Done.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so you wanted to watch the other replay as well, or?
Yeah, the other replay too. That one was frustrating.
Can you send that one as well?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I got it. Thanks for subscription, Benomg or BenOMG. Let's see. Ranked versus team, right? Yeah. What's your runes for this game, by the way?
Let me find it.
I assume you have 80 armor maxes and AD.
This is AD and probably HP per levels and scaling MR.
Okay. Personally, here I'd just go for an early game build, so I'm sure I survive, right? Like I'll just go maxes in blues and quints, and then armor and AD, like basically to survive.
Oh. I think that's probably it because the jungler's Lee Sin, and I considered that into my runes. So I probably just took armor and MR.
Yeah. So here you start in Q. It's good. You're farming fine. You got most of the CS. It's not really a problem. You're standing far back, which you should be doing. Everything's good. I think you can always just you skill E anyways. It doesn't matter. You can just skill instantly.
Right.
Queuing in there's fine. You to get all the CS, no problems. You haven't really done anything wrong. I think you can use the bush more often. Like you're walking, like look how much you're walking around, right? You don't actually have to walk that much. Like a lot of people are thinking, oh, I need to use my APM. I need to always be clicking and all of this. But you can also just sit still, drink some coffee or whatever in the bush because you don't actually need to walk that much and then come out once in a while, right? Because the problem a lot of people have, like walking around all the time is fine. But the problem with that is that a lot of people don't know why they're walking. And if you don't know why you're walking, you're more prone to make mistakes than you walk around a lot.
Okay, so what I shouldn't be walking because I don't know why I'm walking, so I'll stop walking.
Yeah, exactly. You can just be doing what you should be doing, right? Like just be close to the creeps and be in the bush. That's fine, if that makes sense. Like people try to walk more than they need to. It's the same. Sometimes I just stand in front of the creeps and I click S and I just sit there, and do nothing because I don't actually need to be walking back and forth, and I put myself in the best position I can be in, right? If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So here's a skill Q, unless you're trying to kill with the jungler. Let's see what you do. I think this entire thing is not so good right there. You jump through the creeps and everything. I think you should walk around the tower up here and just go in and take it for free. She's not gonna stop you anyways. You're basically staying so far back here, being really far away from the CS instead of going just a little bit around the tower. She still can't hit you, and then you can just go up and hit it once. Because this way you're gonna lose all your abilities. You're gonna have a harder time getting the back creeps. You basically fucked up all your back creeps, right? Like you lose all these creeps now because of that, and you lost some health too, which you would have lost regardless. But you can lose a lot of creeps now, and you can't really get them that easy. You still get some.
I thought I was gonna heal for more than that.
Yeah.
Because that second point in Q didn't actually do much, I feel.
Also a small thing here, if you're playing against ranged champions, and she's pushing now, so it doesn't matter, or he is. But if he's not pushing, you just stand right here, take one hit, and walk backwards. Like stand at the range creeps. The second he hits you, it's the range creeps are gonna hit him, and he will always push you, right?
Okay.
So that's a way to stop people if they try to freeze you, which is really nice. Alright, so that's okay. So it's damaging. Nothing is really happening in this lane. Farming decent. Warwick is coming. I don't know if you noticed. You guys can easily kill now. I think one thing you do, you waste your abilities a lot, which means it's going to be harder for you to catch him. I think you could have gotten onto the what's called the Teemo much faster if you hadn't used the E all the time.
Yeah.
Like basically you use your E a lot unnecessarily to get creeps, which means whenever your walk is coming around or whenever your jungler is trying to gank, right, you won't have it. Let's see when you used it this time. Was a little ago. Let's hear. Alright, so basically you use E to try and chunk her. Like, she wins every trade, so you don't need to chunk her there, right? You could just walk up and take the creep because she's letting you get the creep. The second he auto attacks you can go in instead. If you actually want to go on her, right? Or him.
Right.
I see the gank didn't work. It's unlucky. Feels bad. You bought a pink ward. Everything's good here. Your items are okay. Could have bought ruby crystal as well. You never know what he's buying, but it makes this is okay. It's not really a big deal. I would just normally build a ruby crystal because it fits better for the items you're gonna buy in Renekton.
Yeah.
See, he's not here for a while. It's gonna take a while to get back. At this point, because you're pushing, I would actually hammer this wave in just to push it as fast as possible. Because you're a weaker laner, he already got a kill on you. Getting it into his tower as fast as possible so you can freeze it back again is really nice. You can also wait for the next wave, but if you wait for the next wave, that means he's going to be there and it's going to be really hard for you to push. And you're going to be in an awkward situation right now, right? Because you can't push it, he could freeze it, and the jungler can gank you right now. You don't have any vision. And now you're trying to trade with him, which you should never do if he's stronger than you. You don't need to trade with him. He could have hit you a lot more. He could even have let you stun him, right? Like basically what he can do here, because you missed the E. Wait, I'm going to go back. Tell where it is. Alright, right here you missed the E. All he can do is literally just start fighting you. He's going to win this fight, so he can literally just chunk you down. You don't know where his jungler is. You're going to have to be really afraid here. You're even going to die if the jungler comes. So you're in a very, very bad situation. Like you're basically trying so hard to kill the opponent when you don't need to. If that makes sense. This will almost always be a reasoning behind why you're fighting the opponent. Alright, you go down to ward. Pink ward is fine.
Yeah, this is really bad. Should not have went for that.
For the CS or?
No, for the to try to.
Oh yeah. Like that one fucked you a bit.
And that happened because the wave was not pushed fast enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like either you smash it in or you hope he doesn't freeze it. You know, if you had frozen it, you would have been fucked. He's pushing it, which is nice for you, because then it's much easier.
If he froze it, I was fucked.
Yeah, this is basically the same as you did with Renekton vs. Rim, right? You constantly just push. He's doing the same thing. Now you're happy because you can actually farm now, right? You're on your town, you can just farm for free. Sure, he's gonna hit you a little bit because he's a ranged champion, so it's a little better for him in this situation, in comparison to the other one. But it's still not good for him, right? Because he could have frozen you completely. And then he would actually have had a lot of kill percent on you.
Right.
Taking a bunch of damage trying to farm. Wait, let me see that again. Why do you walk so close to the creeps and you're trying to cure them? You can just stand all the way up here. Like, you don't have to walk into the creeps and you cure them.
I wanted to queue him.
Oh, you want to queue him?
Yeah, I did queue him, but then he auto'd me, so it's not worth. But still, I queued him.
Even like basically damaging him at all right now is never worth it, because he got 2 Dorans blades and 1 Doran shield, right? Like I don't know if you checked his items, but he got so much sustain. You never need to be hitting him here. But every time you hit him, he's gonna hit you more, basically. So the enemy might just dive you now. Like they could actually dive you if you get hit one more time like this.
Yeah.
So basically just trying to sustain and stay as healthy as possible. Never going for trades unless you get a trade that's very good for you. Like it needs to be him missing everything or something, right? Which can't happen because he's a Teemo. Yeah. So in this case, you just only stun him for trades and then cure and run, in case you need to get CS or something. Like if there's a really big reason to do it.
Shit's so tilting to play against, man.
Yeah, it's really frustrating to play against, and you trying to win this lane with the way you play, even though you can't, right? Which is basically sabotaging yourself, because you're trying to hit him, you're trying to win the lane and so on. And all of that is only hurting yourself more.
Yeah.
which is not so good. Also, I think sometimes you should let go of the CS more often. Like, you're trying to get every single CS. Like, if you look right here. You're trying so hard to get the CS that you actually hurt yourself a lot. Some CS you just have to give up. Like, he puts a mushroom here. You don't have Q up. Like, mainly you should be farming with Q and auto attacks. The E is not really a farming tool so much.
Alright.
You take a lot of damage here. They could dive you if there were 2 people. Or you're just gonna have to base and then lose another wave. If this was me, I might even just ultimate like that. And just take the wave and then get the fuck out there, you know? Because then you're gonna lose a bit less. You could have eat through and taken all the wave there. Because you're gonna base anyways. You guys gonna go for kill. That's fine. You go too early though. That's bad. You don't need to go. Like, basically here. Your go signal should be... Like, the 2 things you have to think about here is... You need to be able to catch him. That's number 1.
Okay.
But you don't ever want to fight him before your jungler's there, unless necessary, right? It doesn't matter how healthy you are or anything. So basically, let's say you're both full health, right? The enemy jungler could be waiting in here. You don't know that. So you want to be as healthy as possible, and you want to start the fight once your jungler's there. Or once the enemy starts running. So you want to start this fight the second this creep is almost dying. This is fine. You stun, you run. You should instantly be running. Or you should just Q and then just wait a bit out. Because you don't need to go that early for all the damage. You still get the kill. But if the enemy jungler had been there, you would die.
Yeah, that's true. Just like the first time, the Lee was there and then we were done, so.
Alright, so you buy Hexdringer. What was the enemy with jungle was the least in. I think Hexdringer is okay. You could also just go tank. Like, there's a lot of things to build. I would probably not build Hexdringer. I'll probably go tanky items or Fates or something. Fates because if your jungler comes, you can gank each other. Hexdringer not so much because you can't really win this fight in 1v1 anyways if you plays well.
Okay.
You're basically trying to make a lost lane into a winning lane. I think you're ahead of him now though, are you not? I'm not sure, I can't see it. Wait, did you?
I don't do damage to him.
Yeah. One thing you do, you really use E way too much. You don't need to use E that much. Like, you're just walking up much more, right? Walking up, auto attacking, those things. You don't have to always be using E. Using E to escape, then just doing damage is good though. Or if you're going for him. Like right here, you can just walk up and just kill them, for example. And you do that, and then you can E away. That's much better than Eing in and out all the time.
This is pretty much the entire laning phase, dude. Is there anything, like, I can do other than, like, get dick by him over and over until my tower dies? Like, Warwick ganks me, like, twice. So, if it was any other matchup, I think, like, you know, I wouldn't be losing first tower, but at this rate, I'm still gonna lose first tower.
I think...
Even though Warwick put all his attention on me. So, I think I'm, like, part of the reason why we lost this game.
I think if you get ahead of him, you can actually start beating him, but the problem is that you also died once and you got ganked. And you made all those small mistakes that you're so far behind now that you can't actually fight him, right? If you're ahead of him by, let's say, half a level or something, you have the level advantage, you have a bit of item advantage, you can try to all-in him at times. But you need to all-in him, then you have a lot of rage, which basically means you try to slowly get the rage bar up. You don't take too much damage, you don't focus on trying to kill him either without the rage bar, and then you all-in him at one point, right? In those cases, you have a fine chance to do it. You get the kill here. This is nice. But you don't necessarily need to beat a Teemo either, because Teemo is useless. Late game, Teemo is not going to be useful, right? You're going to be very useful late game.
Right.
In most cases. As you're pushing, this is good. This is perfect, basically. You should always try and kill the back minions first. Because, again, you want to be as close to tower as possible. It's going to be a couple centimeters. So always kill the back ones first. Just a small detail, if you're getting ganked to something later on, you can get out a bit faster. That's good, you're basing, everything's nice. Do you buy microfets? You have 300 gold and you don't buy anything. I think that's really bad. You always need to try to use as much gold as possible. You could have bought, like, you want to have the longsword, but you can't buy it. But you should buy armor, potions, wards, whatever. Like, always buy something, you know.
Okay.
Like even a pink ward would have been good.
I think this is the tilt settling in, but yeah.
Tilt sets in, feels bad, man.
Like I'm honestly fine getting solo killed. It's just this shit, you know.
Yeah.
Getting 2 ganks, but he's still ahead, and it's like, god damn it.
Well, it is a disgusting game where you can't really do much. All you can do is go for an all-in if you stack up your rage. That's the only thing you can do. But in that case, you have to give up CS to stay healthy. You're taking a lot of damage here because you're trying really hard to save your turret, which is not necessary, I think. And also, then you go on him. You should try and just stun him if you can. But this tower is already gone. You should just let it go. You shouldn't be too afraid of it, losing the tower, because it's dead already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing you can do, this thing you should never do. You should never TP to save the tower if it's already dead, because he's gonna keep pressuring you, right? He's gonna keep getting you down. He's gonna get it anyways. You could be looking to TP elsewhere in the lanes where you're already losing, no matter what. Try to save your TP for other lanes, right? Because Teemo can't stop you, so you can always TP bottom. You can always TP mid or something if you guys are making a play.
Right.
And Teemo's not that strong in TP plays either. Like if you look at this, basically, he's gonna chunk you down anyways. And if the jungler comes, they get the tower instantly. The enemy jungler should come top to take the tower because it's free right now. And you should also be expecting enemy jungler to be coming, just because they can't take it, right? And they want to have first tower of the game. As you guys are pushing, that's fine. Also, a thing a lot of people in high elo do is if they have a lane that they can't win in, what they simply do is they just give up and go elsewhere. Like just literally walk bottom or walk mid and try and get a kill. Because a lot of people don't pay enough attention to the other lanes, and you can easily get a kill from that. And if you get a kill, you can maybe get the tower somewhere else, or pressure somewhere else, which gives you an advantage, right?
Right.
I think your item build is very aggressive. You have 0 health items. You're basically just trying to kill Teemo really badly. Yeah. I think you should go for more survivability items. Just even ruby crystals instead of the longswords, right? Because you're trying so hard to kill him while you're unable to. If they gank you, Lee Sin haven't been top, but if he actually goes top, killing you shouldn't be that difficult for them because you're very squishy right now. Let's look what happens. Like even all these longshots, right? You can't trade him. You can't really beat him alone. So it just puts you in a bad position. And if Lee Sin ever comes, you will most likely die because you're squishier than you need it to be. You're pushing. You're trying to go for the all-in with all rage. You eat away very fast. Like you don't stun him. You never go for the stun. Is that because you're afraid of his silence?
Blind.
Yeah, the blind. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think in those cases, sometimes you can just E onto him, Q him, wait, and then stun him, and then E out.
Yeah.
Because then you do a lot more damage. That actually makes your trade better, right? Also, another thing is right now, if you look at the lane, he's low health, which is very good for you because your jungler could actually come up here and kill him for free, and then you guys can take the herald or something. So in this position, you're both very low health. You just need to make sure you don't get ganked. But you have Warwick, who's easier at catching somebody than Lee Sin, because Lee Sin you'll see him on your ward. As long as you have a ward, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Pushing this is very dangerous for you. You can never push it though, because they will be able to kill you because you don't have vision. Let's see what happens. I think Warwick's coming top now. Yeah, he's coming top. This is good. You basically just need to stay as healthy as possible. Again, you're going too early. Like it's a small detail, right? But you're going too early. You don't need to go before Warwick is closer.
Too early, yeah.
Because basically by going, he's gonna run. Warwick's gonna have a harder time to gank, and you don't need to go before he starts running. As long as you can catch him. I think you guys are gonna kill that, but it's not the end of the world. See what happens. Alright, your top tower finally fell down. At this point, all you need to do is just push as far out as you can and roam all the time. Like, try to get objectives. If you can get the herald with Warwick, like try and communicate to him you want to get herald. or else go gank mid or go for the dragons whenever they're up. You basically want to be against Teemo as little as possible. So whenever he's pushing to your tower, you go against him because you have to. But if you can avoid it, you don't go against him. Right here, you don't need to be top anymore. You're staying top. You want to be elsewhere on the map. You want to be mid lane, you want to be bot lane, you want to be Herald, anywhere else, right? And you don't need to go for his tower either, because he's going to come back, he's going to clap your ass, and you're going to go back to being fucked by the Teemo, which you don't want to do, right? Because you know he's stronger than you. Instead, if you could TP somewhere else, he's even going to kill you, I think. Unless you can magically turn this, which I don't think you can. Oh, you're actually really close to turning it. You actually might kill him. If you kill him, it's more so his bad play than your good play. You don't kill him. This was pretty fucked up, right? You should never be able to even get to that, because he can slow you the whole time. If he moves properly, you should not catch up to him like that. And he should be able to just chunk you down and kill you though. And you should never be able to run. Again, the pink ward thing. Very important to start buying pink wards instead of the potion. This time you go mid. This is good. The problem is you fought Teemo earlier top, so you don't have flash now. Ganking him is very hard. But going mid is good. I think you could stay mid till Teemo pushes you. You don't need to go top yet. You could even be moving to bottom, which you're doing now. You're TPing bottom. This is also good. Your team already got the kill, which is fine. You TP to help it. You force bot tower now. I assume you guys are all going to be staying down there and taking the tower, which is fine. Alright, you go for bot tower. That's good. At this point, you want to stay bottom and you want your team to be basing going top. So you just want to try and fight in this way. You could even go for 2 towers, maybe because you see the opponents on Herald. You know there are 2 people on it, Teemo and Lee Sin. So I think you guys should have stayed bottom, the 4 people. Warwick should have stayed bottom as well. And then you should have tried to get that tower. You're doing it alone, which is bad. I think here you should be moving mid instead, because getting this tower alone is very difficult. Moving mid, however, maybe you could get a fight going, right? Like, you have 3 people mid right now. You could be helping out there. You're going for a dive here, which I think is fine, because you see everybody else on the map. It's not really a problem. You could have killed it if you did your E better, but it's no big deal. And then you're just going to keep pushing bottom, I assume. The problem of this thing with staying bottom, right, is that their support is basically holding you. You can't get the tower anyways. You could have ran mid and tried to help your team out, because you're much stronger than Alox, right?
Right.
So being bottom is not beneficial for you, even though you can hit the tower down. You got it really low and everything. If you get a good push, you generally just take the tower in one push, right? So getting the tower low is not that important anymore. It's more important to have more pressure in the map. Right, you go top. You buy pink water, which is nice. You're still very squishy, right? Like if you look at the item build, you have more. Most people don't really buy more on Renekton that much because it's not good. You don't have any cooldown reduction, or you have Timson, right? But you could have 20 from Cleaver, for example, which is better. In a team fight, you're gonna get instantly blown up by the enemy team because Lee Sin's gonna do a lot of damage to you, and Twitch will kill you very fast, right?
Yeah.
So I think your items should be more team fight oriented, especially then you cannot win the 1v1. Like you can't beat Teemo, so you need to try and build towards winning the fights instead of winning the 1v1, right? Because you're basically using all your money towards winning something you can't win, if that makes sense. Are you guys fighting is fine. You're outnumbering them. I want to try and watch this fight again. No, I was just really confused because you guys are all over the place. You're trying to group with the team. This is good. You're going for the sin, which is good. You stun him. This is good. Your team is... No, but this fight you guys should just run. People are moving all over the place. This doesn't really happen in my game so much. But people are just running around like headless chickens a bit, right? Like they're running left, right, up and down. It's kind of confusing.
This game isn't even low diamond, man. These guys are all diamond 4 to 3.
Yeah. You go top and defend, which is perfect. You can't really do anything else. Your team wants to surrender. That's standard EU West mentality.
got out jungled. Whoop whoop.
Feels bad, man.
Good thing no one's flaming me, dude. If I was the work, I'd be flaming the shit out of me.
Well,
I gave this guy 2 ganks, still lost first tower.
but I don't really think like I think Warwick fucked up by trying to help you so much. He shouldn't be helping you because you're doomed, right? Your lane is lost. Your strength is team fights, where team is weaker, but you're not gonna carry this game, so the ganks are not really needed on you unless you need to survive to have a gank, or unless you get herald, right? Like you need to get something out of it, but it's really hard to do because the lane is shit for you, right? You're getting fucked. But what you can learn is the item build you have is not that good, and then you go for too many trades, always trying to win, where you shouldn't try and win then it's lost, right? It's the same with last game. Then you guys fought in the bottom lane, if you remember, under the tower, right? You guys were fighting them.
Really love this public coaching sessions, useful for everyone.
And then you guys were fighting them 45. Wait, let's see. I think what you should do here is just stay top. Like you're moving around a lot. You can just stay top. Your TP is up in 20 seconds or 25. But instead you're moving to mid, you're moving towards bottom. Instead of just hoping your team is good, hoping they do well, and then you're gonna have your teleport, right? Because right now you're not putting any pressure. You're basically walking between mid and top for 20 seconds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wasting your time. Like you just have to commit to something and either say, okay, I'm grouping with the team, you guys are shit, I'm helping you out. Or you guys are great, you guys can do this, I'll push top and I hope you guys do well. And then if you need me, I'll TP once it's up, right? Like you have to go for either one, but you're kind of walking between the lane doing both, which is basically just you wasting time.
Right.
Like walking between lanes and stuff is okay if you push the creeps to the enemy tower, because then it creates pressure. But if the creeps are towards you, you want to just commit to one thing. Generally.
Okay.
Alright, so you keep pushing. There's not much for you to do. The only thing you can do right here is grouping, because you need to win a team fight. Your team is low. You lost the tower. You can't really win a fight right now. You need to base on something. Let's see. You get a catch. That's good. In team fights here, what do you want to do? If you look at your item builds and everything, what is your goal in a team fight?
Stun Twitch.
So basically, just all in the
Sit
Twitch
on them for a while.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only thing you can do, especially because you have no armor, you have a lot of mag assist, you need to get on Twitch no matter what and just all in him and hope for the best and hope your team can finish him off or something in a team fight. You're taking a lot of poke. If you look at this, right, I'm going to go back a bit. You're taking poke because you're trying to clean the minions.
Right.
But your damage doesn't do anything. Like, look every time you're auto-tagging. It's not having an effect, right? So basically you're losing 30% of your health trying to do 5% damage to a minion, if that makes sense, right? Like just fuck the minion, it doesn't matter that much. Stay out of poking, just try and avoid them, and then look for engage, right? Because here you're taking damage, where you have the main engage tool. You need to get on the opponent, you need to kill them. So your only job should be to look to catch the opponents, while you just let your teammates deal with the minions.
Okay.
Alright, so as you can see this fight, right, you instantly just die because you had no health anymore. At that point you just need to base and give up on it. Like the second you start taking a lot of poke, just you don't need to take the fight anymore because you have no health. You're basically just trying really hard to make something happen because you feel like you're losing.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely tilt. I could have just based and then, you know, if they kept pushing after that, we could have, you know, flashed engaged or something.
Yeah, you can just TP behind them, right? Like there's a lot of options. Basically you're frustrated that you can't really get to them. You're getting poked down, you're losing and everything. And then you're thinking something needs to happen. And then that's why you go in. Like a lot of people have that. I have it too. Where you make the dumb play where you're like, something needs to happen, I'm just going. We need to make something happen, right? And almost everybody does that. I think everybody does. So you guys walking around. You just have to be defensive, try and get a catch. This is fine. Like look, again, you're trying so hard to get like the small things where it's unnecessary. You get a catch from it because Lee Sin's crazy, but you don't need to go for that ward, right? Like you're going for a ward, basically taking all your health down, if that makes sense. Where that ward is actually not that useful for them because they're gonna push further in, and you should have a pink ward to clean it anyways with. It's basically just the standard thing of them baiting you with a ward, right? Like you can't defend this area regardless. This wall is not useful because they're stronger than you. They're always going to push in anyways. They can put it again if they want to, if you clean it. The only walls you used to try and defend here is up here. If they put one up here, you can clean it. Down here is not going to be useful. Luckily, Lee Sin's a moron, so he dies, but... Let's see. You still have teleport up. You don't need to be grouping right here while team is pushing. You can just go to the teamer, like, and defend, right? You're doing jungle camps while he's pushing. You can just go down there and already be ready to defend. You lose a couple of minutes, you could have done a bit of damage to the tower. You have your enemies coming down as well. You could just be down there already. Warwick is getting caught, which is really bad. I think right here, you guys, the only thing you can do is try to engage and go. Because you know, 2 enemies are bot lane. You're in a 3 versus 3. Twitch is up. I think you should just go. You might lose this fight, but the game is already over if you don't get something good happening, right? So you just have to go for a try. You could have gone in. You are going in as well. It's a bit late. Your Nami is not committing though, which is bad. I think it's the right thing to do though. You keep going though. You should have backed off after you flashed and everything, right? But at this point, it doesn't really matter what happens. I think it's over. You guys are too far behind. And their comp is better than your comp right now, I think. Much I can help with that, because you'll always just lose there at that point.
Yeah, it was it's quite the game.
Yeah, but basically what I'm thinking is we do this like 5 times ish over time, and then like you get time to improve in between, right? So you actually can implement some of the things. Because personally, I've seen a lot of coaches where like I coach 1 time, pay me money, and then it's good, right? But I feel like that doesn't actually give somebody time to improve and work on multiple things, right? That is a one-time thing. So like I put down your OPTG and everything, and then I'm thinking in a week's time, or like a bit less than a week, maybe like 5 days something, we can go over another replay or 2 replays or however many you need. Because that way, hopefully you're gonna improve in elo. Hopefully, at the end of this, you're gonna be D1 or something. I climbed a couple of divisions.
Sounds good. So also another thing I've noticed when we were going through the coaching is that a lot of your minion wave decisions, I won't particularly have, or make the subtle observations that you do about when to fast push the minion wave or let it sit there and then push. So where it will meet on the enemy map, and I think I need to, pick up more of that. So what I'm thinking is we do this kind of ghosting thing where I'm sharing screens with you on Skype in an actual game, so you can tell me, what minion waves to fast push and why, pretty much.
I'm fine with doing that. I don't know how the quality and everything works. I'm fine with doing it if we could do that one time.
I'll try to set that up.
Yeah, like we can do that next time. It's no problem.
All right, thanks a lot, Wicked.
No problem, man. I hope it's good. I hope you learned something.
Yeah, that was great.
Sweet, dude.
Thanks for your time.
No problem, man. Thanks for your time too.
All right, have a good rest of the day, man.
You too, man. Peace out, brother.
Peace.
Alright, I think that went pretty well.
I was wrong. It creeps on back to color glass, to color glass. I'll paint out the sun.